Hi everyone, and today we're covering Unity because everyone else is. And the thing that we're trying to get to the bottom line of is, it's not, did they jump or were they pushed? It's, why did they jump? Because I want to know. And all of a sudden, I actually have some insight into that, so I want to share it. So I'm using the promotional image that I used on what at the time was Twitter, because this was late last year. Unity, will you marry me? So, which is interesting because it was really Unity that was doing this deal. But I'll read this and I'll read the relevant parts, because without reading this off, you won't understand the context of what I'm going to go into. Unity officially seals the deal with ironSource, as in the merger is complete. Yay! Monday, November 7th, 2022. After a dramatic courtship between Unity and ironSource, Unity put a ring on it. The merger closed on Monday. The purpose of the deal is to bring together under one roof all of the tools developers need to create, test, launch, grow, and monetize their games. Yay! As a quick recap, Unity first announced its plan to acquire ironSource in July for $4.4 billion in stock. The following month, AppLovin made an unsolicited bid to merge with Unity in an all-stock deal valued at $20 billion, but only if Unity agreed to jettison its pending ironSource acquisition. Unity unanimously rebuffed AppLovin's offer the week after it was made, and now here we are. With the deal done, the newly combined company can move forward with its vision, which, said Ingrid Lestio, SVP and GM of Operate Solutions at Unity, is to provide a platform that takes ideas from inception to becoming truly viable businesses. Now, I'm going to explain super fast with what's following because what's Operate Solutions? Unified. Unity has two main business lines, game creation tools called Create Solutions and tools for monetization, advertising, and user acquisition called Operate Solutions. Okay, from that. ironSource's technology will support both sides of the house. Supersonic, for example, ironSource's game studio, will become part of Create to help developers use analytics to launch and scale their ads, while Level Play, ironSource's mediation offering, is being integrated into Operate. And the rest is just stuff about different parts of these businesses, and this is what we needed, okay? This is what we needed, and we'll go on to this Reddit thread, and I'm using a static image because they closed the thread. I don't want any trouble, and I'm linking in the description so that you can look at it for yourself. So, ironSource is the reason. So this poster, haven't really seen this mentioned here yet. I work for a studio in the hyper-casual mobile games market. We were obviously quite concerned about the pricing announcement, as it appears to specifically kill our business model. Yes, you're going from the gacha model of business to the gacha model of business. Our Unity rep is telling us, no, don't worry, you will receive credit to cover 100% of installs because you use ironSource as ad provider. With that revelation, suddenly this all seems to make more sense. I don't think it's about generating revenue through the fees. It's about forcing all mobile studios that use Unity, so over 99%, to use ironSource if they want to continue business. So there's a lot of chattering going on. Yep, they're 100% trying to kill AppLovin with this fee. They might have actually pulled it off if, they didn't forget that other games markets besides mobile exist, and people would rally behind an indie game studio more than they would some mobile games one. Well, when you involve Game Pass, you get Microsoft's attention, Genshin Impact, MiHoYo, if that's how you say it. But you're going after awfully big companies here. Awfully huge companies. For real, I plan to release a freemium game for Windows with microtransactions instead of ads. Specifically, this kind of game will be affected the most, and while mobile games can switch to ironSource, I can't. So, that would seem to go back to the whole AppLovin thing, or, different stuff. And people saying that, I know, that's what I don't get. Everything else falls into place now, though. Anyway, I could add ads to my Steam game and just never actually show them. Just have the ad service in there under the hood somewhere. And, they're just talking about details here, but this isn't just a matter of the developers being kicked in the rear, because they are. That's certainly the case. But there's also this whole iron source thing, which apparently is very good at getting its hooks into you and finding out exactly what's going on with your end as a developer. So, in other words, with Unity, they have to guesstimate. With Iron Source, they know to a much greater degree of accuracy exactly what's going on, which means that they can bill you with a level of accuracy that you would be able to dispute even less. Because if Unity can't get away with its new pricing model, Iron Source could, because it has ironclad DRM or whatever. They're calling it spyware, malware, blah, blah, blah. I'm not the expert to analyze what words we should use for it, because I've never heard of Iron Source before today. That's not the point. I always dislike the idea to put all my economy in the hands of a single company. Well, yeah. What if in a few months you receive an email from Iron Source saying, "We regret to inform you that our rates will double starting today"? Yeah, that's where you get into restraint of trade, into anti-competitive, antitrust. All a bunch of fancy words for, "I have altered the deal. Pray I do not alter it further." Hashtag Darth Unity. But anyway, that's literally the in-game control so much of the market that you can price gouge with impunity. Just look at what happened with the GPU market and Nvidia's pricing as an example. Well, one, you had miners, mining/miners, and you'd still have AMD, you still have, well, you have Intel now. But the point is that Unity has a bigger grip on this narrow market, I say narrow, than Nvidia has on the GPU market. So that's this right here. This latest change doesn't affect me right now, but certainly doesn't give me any trust in Unity down the line. Getting out now before they have time to shove some more bleep down my throat feels like the right move. Yeah, it's the reason we have any monopoly laws, scary stuff. Yeah. So the point is that this is clearly some kind of anti-competitive thing, but the real special sauce is if it's not a matter of, murder or suicide. It's a matter that's kind of both, because both actually serve, like, it's basically, "I'm doing this for my love," and the love is Iron Source because they had their marriage. This is twisted stuff. Okay, this is twisted stuff. But it doesn't even matter if this is true or not, because it's close enough. Something's going on. It's just a matter of the details. It would take an investigation by, let's say, the Department of Justice, because Unity is an American company, to get to the bottom of this and find out, with a reasonable degree of certainty, exactly how dirty this is and where this leads. But, if the CEO was, selling stock quietly before the announcement, people would have issues with that, perhaps. So we go into predatory pricing, a commercial pricing strategy which involves the use of large-scale undercutting to eliminate competition. Yeah, you're basically sending a gutter runner to quietly eliminate your enemies in the dark of the night. This is where an industry-dominant firm with sizable market power will deliberately reduce the prices of a product or service to loss-making levels to attract all customers and create a monopoly. This is exactly what they are trying to do by pricing to attempt to destroy AppLovin. That's the allegation here. I mean, that's the real allegation. Not just that they're pushing people, funneling them to this Iron Source thing, but they're actually engaged in a mass, basically the floor is lava game with AppLovin, and preventing them from having their feet anywhere, or else they'll just burn. So magma everywhere, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, nowhere to stand. The music is over and you don't have a chair. So I get the idea. The question is that what this is, and is it going to work? Which is the interesting part. Does not have to be a novelty. Look up a practice called bundling. It is very much anti-competitive and is very much illegal, or so the corporate layers, I think lawyers is meant, would have me believe. It's apparently giving you a big discount on one unrelated product to force/entice you to buy their other product. The case of Apple with its app stores that Apple argue they are protecting their consumer, and the walled garden is part of the product their consumers seek out. You're not paying more for it. If Unity said you could only use Unity if you also use their ad service, they might have a leg to stand on. But anyway, this is like Microsoft and Internet Explorer a few years back. It's like Google with Chrome. There's all sorts of stuff. Chrome with Android, let's say. Or Google with Android, was it? The point is, there's all sorts of different ways you can go about it, but these are what are considered anti-competitive practices in other parts of the economy. So why wouldn't Unity, with its gigantic market share, what did that guy say? 99% plus of mobile users, developers? So I'm not an expert, I'm not a lawyer, I have a passing familiarity with anti-competition laws, that's it. But it's just to say that I didn't want to do a video like this just to be part of the outrage machine, but this is an angle that I didn't see before, and I wanted you to hear about it because I want to hear back from you. I want to know what you think and feel about this. I mean, it's not just an issue for, I mean, obviously the developers feel like that they've been lit on fire, but there's also who's going to maintain Unity if this all crashes and burns? Who's going to stop all these games from getting hacked from here to infinity and beyond? Uh, it's going to have to be maintained. And I mean, Unity was making money before. I mean, it was at least collecting a lot of money. But they're killing that business, intentionally or otherwise. That's the important thing. They are killing that business intentionally or otherwise. It's not a question. This is just a debate over whether they're self-immolating and saying, this is fine. Because it is fine. Because they have another angle that's going to earn them even more money than Unity ever did, because they had anchors with Unity that prevented them from earning the really, really big bucks. We'll see. Time will tell. We can't tell as we stand now. We just do not have the evidence to say one way or the other. This is an interesting angle. It is still an allegation. It is not proven. But I didn't even know about Iron Source before today, so I didn't have this context for the whole Unity debacle. We'll see where this goes. So, until the next battle, it is Off to Battle signing off.